Tell me when you're ready, Petey. All right. Back in the morning. Well, actually, we're just past noon. I think I need to go to the bar. Yeah. Mark Robinson, 9 years the class president of the International Moth. How are you, man?
Pretty good.
Well, it's good to see you out here. First off, you've had some ups and downs. Tell me about your racing so far. Are you happy? Are you sad? What's up?
I haven't quite had enough practice this year, so getting on the start line in Singapore, we've only got 3 boats, so it's a bit hard to practice the starts. So I had a few bad starts, and of course in the light winds, with such a good quality fleet, it's pretty hard to get back. But a couple of good starts, and then the results showed.
Any equipment issues?
No, none really.
I've been sort of listening to people and talking to people, and I now hear, I think I'm up to 8 people who caught a bag at some point yesterday, or the day before, or maybe it was just yesterday. But these foils just stop working with a bag. How do you? I mean, can you do anything about that? Can you look in the water, or I mean, what do you do? Just hope.
It's hard. The last race yesterday, I went around the last mark in 6th and caught a bag, ended up 14th. So.
If capsize and knock it off.
You can flick the boat a little bit. If it's a very small one and it's near the tips of the foil, you might be able to knock it off by just weaving a bit. But if it's a big one and it's in near the centre of the foil, you just got to capsize and get it off. But it's a 2-knot speed difference in these conditions.
Right, yeah. Mark, and I think when it gets really light, it'll make the difference between foiling and not foiling, right?
Correct. Yeah, most definitely.
All right. I think you obviously had a big part to play in this event coming here to Dubai, which is not convenient, I don't think, for anybody but the guys who live here. And with a 42 boat turnout, I think that was, we originally were talking about 50 plus. Are you disappointed, or are you happy with how things are going so far?
I think the quality's still good. I mean, of course, the economic crisis, a lot of people are not travelling at the moment. Same with the Gorge last year. But the quality of the fleet, the good guys are still here, and then in the back half of the fleet, there's a sprinkling of new guys and old guys coming back. I think the next few Worlds will go to venues that have probably got a bit bigger domestic fleet, or go to Europe where we have a lot of countries sailing. So you'll start seeing the 80, 90, 100 boat Worlds again.
There's already chatter of split fleets in Belmont next year, 100 and possibly 120 boats, and it wouldn't surprise me for sure, and I think we'll be there covering it. What do you think about that idea, split fleets versus one giant line?
Yeah, although we've been talking it since Weymouth in 2008. We had 100 boats in Weymouth, and we were going to do split fleet, but we just had 5 days of 40 knots of breeze. We ended up with 2 days left to run the regatta. Just didn't have time to do the split fleet format. Yeah. But we were prepared to do it. It's been in the sailing instructions for every event. So if we get past 80, maybe 90, then we'll split, I think.
We, you've been through a few controversies in the fleet. The first one was the foils. And obviously that was a big one. You guys obviously made the right decision. A class that was nearly dead and now is thriving. One of the most important in the world, I think, of small boat sailing. There was a little controversy brewing here about pumping, and the class rules are 2 pumps to promote, I think, foiling, but that's all you get. And it may change, it may not. But have we seen protests? Have we seen anyone flagged? How have the people been handling it? What has been your view on the course?
We had a little chat about it before the regatta started, after the UAE Nationals, and I think since then it's been pretty well controlled. The class itself hasn't had protests for 5 years, since 2005 Worlds, and even then it wasn't against the boat. So it tends to have the senior guys in the class will have a quick chat to those that come in and just try and stick it within the rules. The biggest problem we had at the moment was some guys were ooching to get on the foils, which isn't allowed at all. Pumping, yes, 2 pumps per gust wave after attack
but
to
none
try.
Of this shit from your
but
ass.
none of this that's ooching under the rules. So we only amended. I mean, we're running under the standard ISAF rules, so we've amended the pumping part. So normally in the ISAF rules, you're allowed 1 pump per wave or gust, and we're allowing 2. It's just the way, the class may evolve to something different in the future, but it's got to be discussed. We can't just change on the fly when we turn up at a regatta. We've got to discuss it tonight. We've got our AGM, and I'm sure it'll be a big topic for discussion. And the class will continue to evolve, subtle changes as we go along. Probably not too many revolutions. We had a revolution with the foils. That increases the costs a bit and makes everybody have to change over. So you've got to be careful we don't have too many of them too often.
Right.
But constant evolution is what the class is about. So.
All right, well, look, obviously your stewardship has been phenomenal. I don't think anybody in the world thinks anything less of what the Moth class has done, and you're the guy at the top. So, great job.
Thanks.
Go fast.
Yeah. Thanks, Alan.
Hey, thanks. Perfect.
We ain't tripping. Read the sentence.